Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am adding a new category to my YouTube channel, which is a cat playing in the background, being super noisy. Jokes aside, I'm adding 10 anime you have to watch of different categories. And we will start, as you probably already saw in the title, with anime movies. Let's jump right into the first one. I have my iPad next to me with all of the notes that I've taken, and I'm trying to let it seem like I'm talking freely, but we will see how that turns out. Let's start off with the first movie, Princess Mononoke. It is from Studio Ghibli and was released in 1997. The movie is 2 hours and 13 minutes long, and the genre is adventure and fantasy. The movie plays in the ancient Japan, so in between like 1336 and 1573, around this time area, but it has some fantasy elements like demons, gods and spirits living together on the earth with animals and humans. During the movie you follow the Mission Prince Ashitaka, who got involved in a war between humans and gods because the humans tried to take all the resources from the gods' forest. The movie begins with a demon trying to attack Ashitaka's village. He, of course, as a prince, tries to protect his city by killing the demon, but before he was able to do so, the demon was able to grab his arm and curse him to death. The wise woman from the village tells Ashitaka that he might be able to find a cure in the western lands where the demon comes from. So Ashitaka's journey begins. I don't want to spoil it too much, but he's also going to meet Princess Mononoke, a girl who is living with the wolf god, and she's gonna play a huge role in the movie, as well as Iboshi, who is a woman owning an iron town right next to the forest of the gods, so kind of a tension here. The story is amazing and the animation beyond beautiful and magical, so go and watch it. One of my favorite movies ever. Now on to the second movie, Your Name. You might already have heard of it because it was really popular when it came out. It was produced by Comics Wave Films in 2016. It is about 1 hour and 52 minutes long, and its genre is romance and fantasy. The movie is about 2 high school students. Mitsuha is a girl who lives in a small village. Her life is kind of boring, so at some point she tells her friend that she would love to be reborn as a handsome guy in Tokyo. Taki is a young boy who's living in Tokyo, and guess what? These two suddenly start switching bodies. This happens like 2 to 3 times a week. Once they realize that it is not just a dream but reality, they start communicating via notes and text notes on their phones. While they switch their bodies, a lot of funny things happen, but at some point they suddenly stop switching bodies. This leads Taki to trying to find her and the village she's living in. When I first saw the movie, I did not expect what's gonna happen next, so I'm not gonna tell you anymore. Just go and watch it, it's amazing. If you haven't yet, because I think a lot of people watched it back then. It was just all over the internet, and I think even on Netflix. Is it still on Netflix? I don't know, it's amazing though. Go watch it. The story is beyond wonderful and really touching. Next up, I would like to introduce you the movie Summer Wars. It was produced by Madhouse in 2009. The movie is 1 hour and 54 minutes long, and the genre is sci-fi. Sci-fi or sci-fi? I think sci-fi. Sci-fi sounds weird. Kenji Koiso is a high school student with a huge gift for mathematics. Also is a part-time moderator for the computer-based virtual reality world Oz. While he is visiting the family of a fellow female student to celebrate her grandma's birthday, he gets an email with a mathematical code that he of course was able to solve. But him being able to solve this mathematical problem led to a virtual intelligence hacking the world of Oz, causing a lot more damage than you might expect. The story is really exciting, but going more into detail might ruin the movie for you, so I'm just gonna stop here. Go watch a movie, enjoy it, it's really cool. Already talking about the fourth movie now. Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. It also was produced by Ghibli Studios in 1984, and I think actually this is the first movie that was directed by Hayao Miyazaki, who is an absolute anime movie god, in my opinion. All the movies that he was involved in are premium. The movie is 1 hour and 57 minutes long, and the genre is fantasy and adventure. The movie plays 1000 years after an apocalyptic war that destroyed the civilization and also created the vast toxic jungle. Nausicaa is the princess of the Valley of the Wind, and she is exploring this jungle to find out a way for it and humans to coexist. After a huge aircraft crashed into the Valley of the Wind, Nausicaa was asked to destroy the cargo on board. The cargo actually is an embryo of a ground warrior, which is a bioweapon that caused the apocalyptic war 1000 years ago. Due to this cargo being at their valley now, a lot of things are gonna go down, and this is the beginning of a great adventure. I was really hesitant to watch the movie at first because every Ghibli studio movie was on TV, like on German TV, and I saw them as a child and then therefore also had a connection kind of to those movies, but not to this one, so I was kind of confused. Why didn't they show this in German television even though they're showing all of the other Ghibli studio movies? Is it not as good or just not as child-friendly? Who knows? But me and my sister decided to watch it anyway, since we are huge Hayao Miyazaki and Ghibli Studio film fans. And I do not regret watching it. It's really cool. The fifth movie that I would like to introduce to you is Weathering with You. It was produced by Comics Films in 2019, so a rather new movie. The movie is 1 hour and 54 minutes long, and the genres are fantasy, drama, and romantic. The high school student Todaka Morishima runs away from the island that he grew up at. When arriving in Tokyo, he of course gets into financial trouble really fast. A girl working at a burger restaurant gifts him a burger and therefore makes his life a bit easier for one day. Since the movie's beginning, it actually always has been summer, but it's been raining the whole time, which causes the rising of a rumor about the Sunshine Girl. Really fast it turns out that our boy Hodaka already knows the Sunshine Girl, but I don't want to spoil her too much again, so I'll stop here because this is gonna ruin the movie if I tell you more now. So just go and watch it. It's really cool but also sad, so prepare for some tears. The sixth movie on the list is My Neighbor Totoro, and I gotta admit I'm a huge fan of it because it's just my childhood, and I have a lot of paintings that I did in my room at my parents' home, and I'm also planning to get a tattoo here of him. Mom, you're not watching this video. You don't know anything, okay? Anyways, now on to the details of the movie. The movie also was produced by Ghibli Studios in 1988. With only 1 hour and 26 minutes, it's a rather short movie. The genre is fantasy and children's movie. The movie plays in the 1950s in Japan. A university professor and his 2 daughters move into a new home closer to the hospital where their mom recovers from a long-term illness. The house that they're moving into is actually pretty old, and the girls discover small, dark, and dust-like house spirits. But once the family gets comfortable living in their new home, these spirits decide to leave to find another empty old home they can live in. The younger sister May soon discovers 2 different looking spirits who lead her into the hollow of a huge tree. In the hollow of this tree, she finds a really huge spirit who she befriends and thinks his name is Totoro. May falls asleep on Totoro, and when she wakes up, she is on the ground next to the forest that she ran into. May of course wants her dad and her sister to be able to meet Totoro as well, but the path that she used to get to Totoro suddenly is gone. There actually is an extremely popular picture of Totoro holding a leaf umbrella, standing next to the girls in the rain at a bus stop because the girls are waiting for their dad to arrive since he was at work. This scene actually is where May's older sister finally gets to meet Totoro as well. The story continues to be really chill and laid back, mostly. I definitely can recommend you to watch a movie if you need something chill and cute, maybe before going to bed, or if you just have a bad day, just go and watch this movie. It's adorable and it always makes me happy, and I don't know, it's just my comfort movie. Now on to the 7th movie, Spirited Away. You might already have seen this movie as a child and might have been scared a little bit, because that's what I hear from a lot of friends of mine who saw this movie as a child. And like, I kind of get it, but I gladly was never scared. Once again, it's a Ghibli studio movie from 2001. It is 2 hours and 4 minutes long, and the genres are fantasy and adventure. Chihiro and her parents are on the way to their new home when their father wants to take a shortcut, but it turns out not to be one. They end up in front of a tunnel, and Chihiro's father decides that he wants to go in and explore. Having walked through this tunnel, they end up in an area that kind of looks like an abandoned amusement park. Her parents find a restaurant with a lot of good and fresh food, but no owner to be found, so they just decide, yeah, come on, let's just start eating, and once the owner comes back, we can pay him. Chihiro is not really amused by that and decides that she just wants to keep exploring the area a bit. While doing this, she finds a huge bathhouse and meets a boy named Haku. Haku warns her that she and her parents have to leave the area before the sun sets. For various reasons, she of course is not able to go back and has to stay at this place that she actually wanted to leave right from the beginning and never even wanted to explore in the first place. It's an amazing movie, but probably wasn't made for kids. Movie number 8 is Laputa: Castle in the Sky. This movie, once again, is a Studio Ghibli production and was made in 1986. The movie is 2 hours and 4 minutes long, and I could not find out the genres, but it definitely is fantasy, so I'll just say fantasy. The movie starts with a girl named Cheetah being on an airship and being attacked by Captain and her air pirate sons. They are seeking to steal Cheetah's blue crystal pendant. While Cheetah tries to escape them, she falls down from the airship. Her pendant, though, makes her slowly float to the ground and therefore saves her life. Pazu, who is an orphan boy, sees her falling down, catches her and takes her home with him. At his home, Pazu shows Cheetah a picture of a floating castle which his late father took. It of course doesn't take the air pirates long to find out where Cheetah is. Running away from the air pirates again, the two end up in an abandoned mine where Cheetah tells Pazu why and how she was kidnapped. Leaving the mine, Cheetah tells Pazu her full name, which reveals that she actually is a descendant of the royal family of Laputa, which basically means that she is the princess of the castle in the sky. Due to her still having this necklace, she of course still is looked for by a lot of people. And if you want to know what further happens with Cheetah and Pazu, you have to watch the movie on your own. We're nearly done. It's movie number 9. The Cat Returns also is a Studio Ghibli movie from 2002. With a length of only 1 hour and 15 minutes, I do believe that this is the shortest Studio Ghibli movie so far. The two genres of this movie are fantasy and children's movie. Even though the movie is really short, it is absolutely cute and very much worth watching. Haru is a high school girl, and one day she saves a cat from being hit by a truck. Turns out she saved Loon, the prince of the cats. The cats, of course, are very grateful and gift her mice and catnip. She, of course, tells the cats that she does not want these presents since she's a human and not a cat. The king of the cats, of course, still wants her to receive something great for saving his son, so he tells her she could marry his son, and because she's not really giving a proper answer, the cats just assume it's a yes. So the cats just take her to their kingdom and prepare her for the wedding. The movie might not sound this interesting, but it's like absolutely hilarious. I can't stop laughing just thinking about it. Honestly, it's so funny and definitely worth a shot, even though it's like super short, but go and watch it. We finally made it to the last movie that I wanted to introduce to you, The Girl Who Leaped Through Time. It was produced by Madhouse in 2006. The movie length is 1 hour and 40 minutes and the genres are sci-fi and romance. In the beginning of the movie, the 17-year-old Makoto Kano discovers a message on a blackboard and then falls onto a walnut-shaped object, which, yes, sounds very random and weird, but after this happened, she is on her way to meet her aunt on her bike. And while she was riding down a hill, her brakes suddenly didn't work anymore and she was having an accident with a train, but somehow she was sent back in time to a few minutes before that accident happened and survived. Arriving at the meeting with her aunt, she tells her about what just happened, and her aunt reveals to her that she now has the power to leap through time. Makoto starts using her powers to just jump back in time to getting good grades and not being late to school anymore. But at some point she has to realize that her always jumping back in time actually can affect others in a bad way. So she starts using it only for really important matters, but her own really important matters. And then she also discovers a tattoo on her arm, which apparently shows her how many times she still can hop through time, leap through time, however you want to call it. Of course, there also is gonna be a boy in the movie that she starts to really like, since the genre also is romance. But that would take away too much from the movie, so just go and watch it yourself. If you don't like endings that aren't necessarily happy endings, I don't know if you should watch it though, because the ending really broke my heart. That was it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Tell me if you want to see more of these videos, or if you say, nah, I'm good, I'll just discover anime by myself. And honestly, this video kind of was a challenge to me because it was so much more work than all of my videos before. I had to write down a script, check on what do I want to tell about the movie, what shouldn't I tell to not take away too much from the movie. And especially for the last movie, it was really hard. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. See you again in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it was a lot of work. Bye bye!